Nancy Pelosi seems to be on the attack again towards the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Before we get started with the video, please make sure you guys go down to the comments and let me know where you're watching this video from. Also, please make sure you guys turn on post notifications, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and please make sure you guys stay and watch the whole video. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna watch this clip.
Courtesy of CNN, this is tape of a conversation that I believe took place on March 19th, where the president can be heard saying that he always wanted to play down the threat of the coronavirus when he was first warned about it initially on January 28th by his national security advisor. Let me play this very brief segment for you and get your reaction.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to create a panic.
So the president's explanation is that he was trying to play it down because he did not.
Okay, so before we move on, I'm going to stop the video right here because I am pretty shocked that MSNBC only showed this part of the recording. Let me know what you guys think just by hearing what Donald Trump has to say. And then also provide me your opinion at the very end once we hear what Nancy Pelosi has to say. Okay, so let's get right back into it.
I want people to panic. Your comment about that? That was taped on March 19th.
The fact is that the coronavirus and the threat that it was is a reality. And the president should face that reality. And the way to avoid a panic is to show leadership, to say this is what the challenge is. We're going to use the best scientific evidence that is available to us to contain it. We are going to make sure that we can stop the spread of it. That is what stops a panic, not ignoring it and then finding out that 100 and then later saying, well, a couple 100,000 people, that goes with it. That's not that many compared to how many die of the flu in a few years or whatever. So I think that what he said there connotes two things. One, his weakness. He didn't know how to cope with a challenge to our country. Secondly, his disdain and denial for science, which has the answers. We could have contained this early on. But bigger than all of that was his total disregard for the impact on individual families in our country. Imagine losing a loved one to a virus that didn't even know about 7-8 months ago, at the end of last year, and to have a president use that as an excuse. What he was actually saying is, I don't want anybody to think anything like this happened on my watch, so I'm not going to call any more attention to it. It's a hoax. We expect a miracle. It's going to go away magically. Something's very wrong with this, and it can be captured in the statement that the president made about that. I don't know. I mean, again, I just don't know why there isn't some kind of an intervention by those who are surrounding him professionally or any goodwill on the part of his own family to say something is very wrong here. We have to have an intervention for the good of our father, Donald Trump, and for the good of our country.
Okay, so Nancy Pelosi is definitely using this platform to attack Donald Trump. She questions his leadership and the science behind his decisions. So if we just touch solely on the leadership, as a leader, just by what Donald Trump said, I agree with the statement he said. I don't think it would have been the best idea for him to cause a panic in March 19th, right? Especially now looking back and considering the last 6 months, what's happened. Do you guys think it would have been best for him to cause a panic in March 19th? Do you think that we would have seen a different 6 months, a better 6 months, or a worse? I'd really like to know your opinion down below. Now, to move on to the science, Nancy Pelosi doesn't really touch on the science. However, from all of the reports that have come out in the last couple of months, the science seems to be all over the place. Please let me know in the comments something more specific as to what she may be referring to. Now, as we all may know or may not know, the CDC actually only addressed or updated that the number of COVID deaths which is currently at around 190 to 200,000. Let's just say 200,000 just to make easy calculations. Let's just say it's 200,000. They have said that only 6%, 6 to 8%, I believe, only comes from solely coronavirus. Do you think that's an issue? Do you think that we can trust the science, or at least the science that is pushed by the media? Again, I'd really like to know your opinion, because 6 to 8% of the 200,000 is roughly around 6 to 12,000 people, or 16,000 people, I guess, if you do 8%. So please let me know down in the comments what you guys think in regards to the science. From what you've seen in Nancy Pelosi's action the past couple of weeks, based on what she says and what she has done, what do you think she would have done differently? Do you think that she's right to criticize the president? The freedom of speech, obviously, to do so justifies that. However, do you think she's the best person to be criticizing this president, especially after everything she's done? Please let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.